Hi, I'm Tanner Brecky. I'm a member of the CCDA Twin Cities Conference host team, and it's my joy to be able to introduce to you the on-site workshop locations. These on-site workshops take you out of the conference hotel and into the streets and into the neighborhoods and the communities where the work is happening. And so I think you'll find these workshops to be very, very rich learning experiences. We've selected 6 of them this year. In St. Paul, there's the Union Gospel Mission Asian Ministries. The Union Gospel Mission has been around and doing work here in the Twin Cities for 110 years. And today they're doing work to strengthen and build the Asian American community.
What we're planning to do is we are going to, first of all, acquaint the participants about the Hmong culture, who the Hmong are, where they came from, how did they get here, and their needs here, the contributions that they have been making here in the Twin Cities and nationwide as well. And through that, we want to share the opportunities for people who are passionate about reaching out to people different from themselves.
And then also in St. Paul is St. Paul Mosaic Church.
Mosaic is a intentional, non-denomination church that's committed to the ministry of reconciliation. I'm going to be leading a workshop on how do you teach reconciliation. It's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to teach it and then expect it to be lived out. And of course the second part will be how do we partner with people in the neighborhood. We're working on doing some like art and reconciliation. So how do we combine art with reading and art with math and reconciliation with drama, and and so we are trying to do some things like that.
The 2 that are going to be here in North Minneapolis, one is the Northside Achievement Zone.
NAS is the backbone organization that's working collaboratively across multiple organizations and schools. We are now officially a Promise neighborhood, so we received a $28 million grant to have a collective impact, and that is none of our children get left behind. So we'll take a tour, but then we'll come back to the Northside Achievement Zone, and then some of our partners will be there, and we'll talk about what it means to do this work together. This can happen in any community.
Also in North Minneapolis, there's a ministry called Urban Homeworks.
We're going to hold 2 workshops. One of them is going to be revolving around the tornado response and the relationships that were coalesced. The day Reverend Coleman and I met was literally May 22nd, 2011, here in Minneapolis, when we went to Sanctuary Community Church and Reverend Coleman was preaching. And then about 3 hours later, a tornado ripped right through our neighborhood. About 60 organizations and communities of faith and people got together to figure out how we can meet the needs of people impacted by the storm. And not only that, but how we can make sure that the economic impact of meeting those needs benefits individuals and businesses in the community.
We're kind of almost forced by the event and the urgency of it to create a different table than we've probably sat at before.
And the second workshop is really around more nuts and bolts on housing production and consistently asking ourselves who benefits.
In South Minneapolis, there's Urban Ventures, which they are through many different programs addressing the generational cycle of poverty.
Urban Ventures is in its own right a mini CCDA. We have parenting, we have fathering courses, we work on education and mentoring, we work on spiritual development, we work on job placement, and also we have an alternative revenue stream focused on building businesses. So we're very excited to have the opportunity to share, and as we've put this together, we realize we will gain probably more from sharing and listening to others as they do from us.
Also in South Minneapolis is a Banyan community.
The Banyan is a place to belong.
The children who we serve come from East Phillips and Midtown Phillips neighborhood,
where 751 families live. Banyan serves 10% of those families.
During the workshops, you'll hear from Dr. Essenberg, who will talk about the Perkins model. Banyan staff will teach about the best practices in youth development.
We're going to have a parent panel here. You'll learn about powerful partnerships.
Community members, parents, stakeholders, friends.
Tenemos 4 talleres, 2 de los talleres van a estar traducidos a español.
I hope that people walk away with a fresh new way of thinking about building community.
Come and learn about the Banyan and why it's a place to belong.
So again, I hope while you're here, you're able to take advantage of these wonderful opportunities to learn from local leaders, to learn from these rich communities. We're hoping that you'll be able to walk away with some philosophies and theology that will really equip you. Some really practical tools that you're able to go back to your communities and continue the great work that you're doing. We'll see you in September.
I am CCDA.
I am CCDA.
I am CCDA.
CCDA.
Yo soy
We are
CCDA.
CCDA.
I am CCDA.